All right, I think the connection is good now, but so I want to jump in here and talk about one of the things that what I found out is a side effect of Brotherhood coaching, right? Why I love it so much. So starting it was just, I had this energy to use and wanted to share my message, and maybe wasn't completely satisfied with, everything that I could do at my own department. So I wanted to branch out and create Brotherhood coaching with it. So what I've learned is over the years, it's actually helped me stay more accountable to what I preach, because guess what? You can call me out on it then if I don't. You can get hold of people I work with. A lot of people in this group I'm already friends with. Some of them I've known for 20 years. And that's what's good about it, is it keeps me on that straight and narrow path of, hey, we all have dissatisfaction with our own agency, but not to go too far to where you become bitter, disgruntled, whatever, and you still stay into the job and try and stay true to it. You might have some frustrations, but just look at stuff differently, and that typically helps with a lot of it. So by creating this group, it's helped me stay accountable for it, and people reach out, and I help them on stuff they have experience with. I'm not a big fan of giving advice on something you don't know about, so if I've experienced it, I help out with it, and I see a lot of trends. A lot of stuff repeats itself, right? All of us have experienced very similar things. The biggest thing is addressing issues, not ignoring them, right? And that's something that kind of this help also, of having the courage to have those conversations with people when needed. It's not all puppy dogs and rainbows, right? Sometimes you have tough conversations. I call it more coaching. The only time I really think of counseling is when it's more, like insubordination, or just plain off disrespect. That's a deeper issue, and sometimes it's handled differently. But a lot of performance issues can be solved with coaching. So it helped me get that courage with that. Because it's not fair to others if you're holding them to a standard you don't hold other people on the same crew, especially. So it's helped me with that, and I've grown with that part. Also, I learned the importance of having standards, and it's okay to have standards. Some people don't have them at all, so it's okay to have standards and expectations of people, because they're going to rise and fall to those. Make sure you're holding yourself to those same standards with it. And eventually, after a couple of years and talking with another friend of mine, I went and got my own personal mission statement, as long as values, to help try to keep my own personal life on track. And that helped, because it kind of dialed in on me figuring out what's important to me, and kind of figured out, hey, if this is bothering me and it's on my mind, I got to address it. And just one of the big key phrases I came up with in the personal mission statement was, let me be me, right? I can change myself for other people for it, especially if I'm doing what's right. Because if you're doing what's right, it's still right, even if people don't like it, right? I guess another big takeaway was the importance of just make it happen. Don't worry about what rank you are or whose job it is. If you really want something to happen, you might have to take on those other responsibilities. Kind of like picking up the ball if someone drops it and running with it. If someone fumbles the ball during a project planning or something, trying to get off the ground, and you see it sitting there and you can do something about it, you pick the ball up, run for it, finish what needs to be done. A lot of times we do things that are, you might say the words, well, that's not my job. What I've learned is, if you're saying that's not my job, that's probably something that you should do, and it's doing those things that aren't your job is what starts to make the difference with things. So that's kind of been my experience for the past 5 years with Brotherhood coaching, and how I've grown from it just by staying true to stuff I've figured out with it. So I just kind of want to share that with you all, because maybe you're working on something, or just looking for that, and I think you can get a lot from this group with it. So if you haven't already, I put a link to our free workshop in this video of how I nail the culture change. There's a lot of takeaways from that program. If you haven't got it already, you can sign up for free, check it out, and I actually ask you some questions in it, so to get more takeaways, say, hey, is this answering? And I can learn from you with it. So that's what I got for you guys. Hope you got something out of this. Talk to you next time.